We sincerely apologize for the sudden break in transmission. And moving on to the news in details, one of the PDP aspirant for Edo Central Senatorial District by-election, Mr. Festus Edogun, has filed a lawsuit against the party Prince Joseph Okoje and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) at the Federal High Court in Benin City, challenging his alleged disqualification from participating in the PDP primary election held on July 21st, 2025. BeeTv News Best Orator reports that this situation is similar to what plagued the PDP on the 2023 election in Edo State. The report. And moving on to the next report, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has announced that this year continuous voters registration (CVR) exercise will begin on August 18, 2025. According to a post on its official X handle, INEC stated that online pre-registration for eligible voters will open via its official portal on that date. The in-person registration phase will commence a week later on August 25th at all INEC local government area offices and other designated registration centers nationwide. INEC's most recent data reveals that a total of 93,469,008 Nigerians registered to vote in the 2023 general election. By February 5, 2023, over 87 million permanent voters card PVCs has been collected, while 6.2 million PVCs remain uncollected. The CVR exercise aims to capture new eligible voters, allowing existing voters to update their details and replace lost or damaged cards ahead of future elections. The construction work of the Oba Oboranwe structured storage facility at the National Museum in Benin City, Edo State, is nearing completion, with only finishing touches remaining. The curator of the National Museum in Benin City, Mike Olaitian, disclosed to this BeeTv News crew while speaking on the progress of work. Osarige Agwebo tells us more.
The construction work on the Oba Oboranwe storage facility located at the National Museum at King Square, also known as Ring Road, is nearing completion. Speaking with BeeTv News, the curator of the National Museum in Benin City, Mark Olaita, stated that the exterior construction work is completed, with only minor interior work remaining. He noted that the building is highly significant to the Benin people as it is set on the same spot where Oba Oboranwe surrendered to the British in 1897.
Most of the connections, objects that were looted, has something or connection to do with 1897. And we all remember what happened in 1897 in Benin here. It was the time of Oba Oboranwe. And the objects were looted in his time, and now they are bringing it back. The same spot where he was tried or he surrendered to the British, it happened to be the same spot where we decided to site that Oba Oboranwe storage facility. So it has much connection together. Well, coming to your question per se about how far, the work has been ongoing for a long period, and at this point, the work has almost come to an end. Not totally. Still remain one or two things that they are to put inside, not outside any longer. Except they just feel like retouching. But I'm sure before the place will be declared open to the public, to the whole world to see, everything will have been put in place.
He also added that the repatriated looted artifacts, including the 119 Benin bronze recently returned from the Netherlands, are intact, noting that when the time comes, they will be showcased. He urged Edo people to anticipate the grand unveiling of the Oba Oboranwe storage facility.
What we have here is not only what they just brought in. Okay. Before the one they brought in, we have been in charge of artifacts. And we have them on ground, even in our galleries here. we have them different from the foreign ones. So if you are concentrating on the repatriated one, then I will now say that you are talking about, because you asked me something that has to do with museum generally, that's why I'm talking about that.
Yes, sir.
But if you are narrowing it down to the repatriated ones, they are intact. The Oba have seen it, the palace have seen it, the Benis who are in the palace have seen it, both in Lagos, Palace, Benin here, Lagos, and in Nigeria. It has been televised all over the world. That recently, in addition to the one we have before, because recently we have from Netherlands, they brought about 119 objects from Netherlands to Nigeria. And ever before then, some have been coming, and they are in our custody in Nigeria here. But we want to assure you that when the time comes, they are going to showcase most of them.
The Oba storage facility when unveiled will not only preserve the cultural heritage but also serve to educate and inspire current and future generations. Osarogie Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
Many Nigerians are yet to confidently recite the national anthem of their country, especially the recent one. BeeTv News' Freeman Osawe was on the streets of Benin City to get citizens to recite the national anthem, and here are their reactions.
So that new item, maybe they know where they bring that item, because they should take it back. We don't need it.
Reciting the national anthem is one of the civic responsibility of the citizens, which is a sign of patriotism and show of allegiance. Unlike the other stanza of the national anthem, Nigeria We Hate Thee is the anthem which many Nigerians are yet to get used to. However, it was a time to put the love of the citizen into test. Some Nigerians in Benin City stylishly sang the anthem to some point but could not progress further, while some others just could not recite any of the lines at all.
I don't know the national anthem.
Even if the line, just the line, I mean, it's fine. Let's hear from you.
Wait, it's the new one, right?
Yes, the new one.
Wait. Can you give me one?
Nigeria.
Okay. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. The tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigeria, we are proud to serve our own dear motherland.
Let me start with thanks to my daughter, because she was the one that used, so I learned from her. Even if it's not all, but I learned a little. Okay, can you help me with the starting? Because the Nigeria now we are, I don't understand anymore. Nigeria, we ready. That's the correct one.
Okay, let's hear from you. Yeah, let's go now.
Okay. Nigeria, we ready. Our older ladies land. Do you know why?
Yes.
My daughter was a 5-year-old girl, so her tongue, I really don't know what she was trying to say. So I don't know the current one.
You don't know
At all.
like any lines at all, you don't know any.
At all. I didn't. Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with the one. I think arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey to serve our father's land.
Old one. I don't know the new one.
Sing the old one. Let me.
I'm shy.
Are you for real now?
Yeah.
All right.
Let me come like this. You see, this Nigerian new item, most of the adults of today, they did teach them that item, and they don't even know the item. They are still referring Nigeria old item as Nigeria new item. Because wait, I want to tell you something. Something when you are not taught when you were young, then you are not old. They now come and tell you to come and recite what you were not taught when you were young, and you are not old. That thing is not possible. So it's their own item in the House of Assembly and House of Representatives, not the Nigeria. Because the Nigeria item of today is the old item we know.
The national anthem is the responsibility of every Nigerian to learn and recite at any public gathering. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
The African Democratic Congress have expressed high optimism of victory ahead of the forthcoming by-election slated for August 16th. The state chairman of the party, Mr. Kennedy Odion, gave the assurance while speaking with BeeTv News in an exclusive interview. Freeman Osawe has more.
Ahead of the August 16 by-elections in Edo State, the Edo State chapter of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, have expressed high optimism of its preparedness to participate in the polls and ensure its candidates emerge victorious. The chairman of the party in Edo State, Mr. Kennedy Odion, stated that the party is fully ready ahead of the by-elections and is feeding Honorable Sergius Ogun for Edo Central Senatorial District and Dr. Mrs. Becky Sayuki Asemuta for the Ovia Federal Constituency. He described the candidates as those who are ready to serve the people.
In all our elections, we have fit candidates across board. So there's no election in Edo State that we have not fit candidates as far as the party is concerned. That we have not won election does not mean we have not been fit candidates. Not everybody that fit candidate and win election. So the party is not new, and the party has been on ground by God's grace, and we have been fit candidates. So for the by-election that is coming on the 16th of August, for the Ovia Federal Constituency, we have a candidate already. And it's a well-known personality, the person of Dr. Mrs. Becky Blossom Osayuki Asemuta. And she's a retired civil servant to the rank of a director. So it's a well-known personality, and she's on ground. And the Ovias are waiting to see her emergence at the pool. So for me, it's a candidate to reckon with. So and for the Edo Central Senatorial District, we also have a renowned Right Honorable member who has served meritoriously in his capacity at that level, representing the Old Agba Zero, that is the Eastern Northeast and Eastern Southeast Federal Constituency, the person of Honorable Sergius Ogun. So he's also a well-known politician. And the people of Edo Central has wished he become their senator because he has credibility, his pedigrees are there, all his antecedents are speaking positively. So for me, we are feeding the best candidates in real time this time.
Mr. Kennedy Odion said membership is open to anyone who wants to register and identify with the ADC. The African Democratic Congress is among other parties participating in the August 16 polls. Freeman Usawi reporting for BeeTv News.
Some Edo State residents are calling for the expansion of technical skills and innovation centers to other areas of the state in order to scale up the gains of technological advancement and also increase job opportunities in the state. They say this will help to equip the growing population of youth in the state. BeeTv News Freeman Osawi has more.
The establishment of the Benin Technical College and Edo Innovation Center is to help nurture tech skills for youth to acquire skills in various technical fields, especially in steel, welding, automobiles, and others. Some indigenous are calling for the expansion of tech skill centers to be established in different areas, especially local government areas of the state, to help create job opportunities for the youth. They urge the government to establish more of the training centers and equip them with the state-of-the-art facilities.
To be helpful, and if the government can do more of other places and make it better for other persons to have access to read and to have access to read, I think it will be better. So places like not just only in Benin, Ekboma, Auchi, Ipilo, Igara, Lakbese, and places like Okada, I think it would be nice, and maybe some strategic places in Benin.
The Edo Tech Hub was a baby innovation from the immediate past governor, His Excellency Governor Godwin Ogarase Obaseki. I think the world right now, as it were, is innovation driven, and I think all the senatorial districts around the 18 local governments of Edo State should also feel this impact. It should be decentralized. This, what we have at ICE, the Innovation Hub, should equally be at all the local government headquarters so that youth from across the 18 local government would have access to these facilities.
Which is what everybody knows. Expansion, where you are expanding, you are developing. And it will involve bringing in more hands to work, to learn, and make good for the Edo State. So if the fund is available for the expansion to take place, Well, there's nothing bad. Apart from the expansion, contract will go to people. It is the citizen also that will do the contract work.
Technological expansion has been one of the top priorities of the Edo State government through the Ministry of Science and Technology. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
The growing informal network of house help operating across Benin City has drawn attention to the harsh living and working conditions faced by many young domestic workers, especially those who have migrated from rural communities in search of livelihood in the city and urban areas. The report.
These house helps, often girls and boys as young as 10 to 17 years, are engaged in various domestic roles including cleaning, babysitting, cooking, and errands for average and rich families. Many of them live with their employers under conditions that observers say lack proper welfare, with long hours of work, little or no pay, and limited access to education, health care, or rest. Several residents expressed differing views on the issue, while some argue that taking up domestic work is a matter of individual choice and not necessarily a government responsibility. They emphasized that all workers, including house helps, should be treated with dignity and fairness.
The point is that it's not everything the government has to be involved. You get, these are individual decisions from families. They request to be a helpmate in the house. So individually, you just have to make a decision that this is what I need in the house and this is what I don't need in the house. It's not everything the government has to be involved.
Others, however, called for government intervention, stating that regardless of how they came into their roles, these domestic workers are Nigerian citizens. They called for improved regulation of the domestic labor space, social protection structures, and enforcement of child rights laws, where underage workers are involved.
Maltreatment of house help or anybody is unacceptable by law. And I think the government have the responsibility to a kind of enact law concerning the maltreatment of house help because they are human beings like us.
Despite the silence around the issue in policy discussions, the presence of this informal domestic workforce continues to raise concerns on welfare, abuse prevention, and child rights enforcement. Gosgift Omone reporting for BeeTv News.
Days ago, World Hepatitis Day was commemorated globally with the theme, Let's Break It Down. Stakeholders in the health sector have listed preventions, early detections, and awareness campaign as some of the several ways of reducing the high number of persons exposed to this vulnerability of the disease. They spoke with our reporter Freeman Osawe has more.
Hepatitis have been described as inflammation of the liver, which is often caused by viral infections, alcohol, toxins, or autoimmune disorders with trailing symptoms like fever, joint pain, loss of appetite, amongst others. The theme of this year's Hepatitis Day is Let's Break It Down, which is aimed at reducing the risk of the disease by breaking possible barriers. Stakeholders are advocating for more awareness campaign against the spread of hepatitis disease.
I'm aware that a lot of people live with it and they are not aware. So to create that awareness, schools could be used, institutions could be used, churches could be used. In fact, anywhere at all, marketplaces, you can go to a marketplace, use a speaker or microphone to let people know. So there should be a campaign.
Commenting on the significance of the day, Senior Registrar, Department of Medicine, Dr. Mark Ejile of the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, said the disease involves feeling tired even when no activity is being carried out, swollen stomach, vomiting, yellow eyes amid a viral infection which can damage some organs in the body. He explained that the disease could be transmitted through childbirth, sexual activity, by infected partner, and also blood transfusion. He also said, although symptoms might not appear so early, but we start surfacing, especially when the immune system becomes weak.
Hepatitis B is a viral infection. There are many types, A, B, C, D, and E. But the one we're talking about today is hepatitis B. And this infection is a virus that mainly primarily infects the liver. So once the person gets the virus infection, it goes to the liver. That's where the primary damage occurs. So symptoms that may occur, like I said, it can damage other organs, but the primary organ it damages is the liver. We always like to hammer on prevention, because currently there's a vaccine for it. The vaccine prevents people from getting this disease they come in contact with this infection. So vaccine, BeeTv gives vaccine. There are many centers also in the state that give vaccine.
World Hepatitis Day is marked on July 28 annually all over the world. Freeman Usawi reporting for BeeTv News.
The Oni of Ife has hosted this year's 2025 edition of Ayangalu Festival to celebrate the art and craft of Yoruba drumming culture with a view to showcasing its significance to the world. The report.
In Yoruba culture, drums are not merely musical instruments. They are powerful tools for communication, worship, and storytelling. Drumming is as old as the Yorubas and dancing. 3 years ago, the Oni of Ife gave the festival a facelift by introducing activities aimed at elevating it to international standards. At the 2025 edition held at the Palace, cultural enthusiasts from around the world as well as several core members participated in the event.
This Ayangalu we are doing today is a thing that normally makes people happy, because anywhere you hear drum, it means they are doing something, let's say happiness. They are trying to do something that creates happiness into somebody's life. So in this case, we thank God and we thank our Father, His Imperial Majesty, for how He has been contributing to the culture, to make it to be grow, and least to make sure that everything works accordingly.
It's so beautiful to see different people with different outfits, and it's so beautiful to see people with their Yoruba dress, and they look so good. And this is going to like revive us. We as core members that we always see ourselves that was wearing this, we are just seeing ourselves in another world. We are seeing ourselves the previous world that we used to come from.
We should not neglect our culture and start embracing other culture, because this is our roots and this is what makes us special from other countries.
It's really amazing. I felt welcome, I felt connected to my culture, because it is just so amazing. I don't even know how to express myself, it is just so amazing.
She appealed to government agencies and relevant authorities to support effort in elevating the festival to greater prominence.
Is to enable us showcase our rich culture, to also allow our youth, to see and know the importance of drumming and embrace it and learn it. And then also it showcases how it contributes, or how it can contribute to our GDP, because drumming right now is not just limited to Ile-Ife or Osun State or Nigeria. We have drummers, or we have people who come from different parts of the world to come and learn about drumming. They pay to learn, they buy drums, and that helps us grow our GDP. So what we're doing here today is showing the importance of drumming, what it can add, to the economic development of our society, and how it can also help us preserve our cultural heritage.
The event serves as a tribute to drummers who were regarded not just as musicians, but as custodians of history, press poetry, and spiritual communication. As Soher Osenegi reporting for BeeTv News.
Health experts and lawmakers have identified inadequate and delayed funding as a key obstacle to malaria elimination efforts in Nigeria. This concern was raised during a stakeholders meeting held in Akwa. The report.
Despite decades of intervention campaigns, malaria remains a leading public health challenge. In 2024 alone, an estimated 67 million Nigerians contracted the disease, resulting in 19,200 deaths, an average of over 50 fatalities daily, or nearly 1 death every 3 minutes. Children and pregnant women continue to be the most vulnerable groups.
The cost of treating malaria is also a burden on Nigerian economy,
and has contributed to the rise in poverty levels. In fact, the annual loss to Nigeria's GDP from malaria exceeds $1.1 billion.
Stakeholders acknowledge that progress has been made over the years. Malaria prevalence dropped from 42% in 2010 to 22% in 2021, largely due to consistent interventions, international donor support, and public health campaign. However, this progress is now at risk due to dwindling financial support. Stakeholders acknowledge that progress at 22% in 2021, largely due to consistent interventions, international donor support, and public health campaign. However, this progress is now at risk due to dwindling financial support.
The partnership, the sustained partnership, and then the reality, the vision of the country of pre-malaria.
And 608,000 deaths were due to malaria globally in 2022. And about 27% and 31% of these cases and deaths occurred in Nigeria respectively. While over $10 billion have been spent on various interventions since 2000.
Soher Osemeki, reporting for BeeTv News.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has unveiled the newly renovated Olumorok Tourism Complex in Abeokuta, pledging that the revitalized site will boost tourism, create jobs, attract investment, and strengthen the state economy. The report.
The unveiling marks a significant step in the state's efforts to harness its cultural and historic assets. Governor Abiodun noted that the renovation is part of a broader strategy to encourage tourism and promote cultural heritage. He described Olumorok as more than a tourist attraction, calling it a sanctuary of strength, a symbol of refuge, and an identity of the Igba people. To promote access and increase public engagement, the governor announced that entry to the tourist complex will be free from July 31st to the end of September 2025.
Young learners or seasoned scholars can now experience Olumo in a more meaningful, interactive, and educational way. From an economic standpoint, this revitalized complex is a tourism magnet. Entrepreneurial zones have been integrated to provide spaces for artisans, vendors, and creatives to showcase their talents and benefit from growing visitor traffic. This initiative will boost local commerce, empower our youth, and build a thriving cultural and creative economy.
The Alake and paramount ruler of Igbaland, Oba Adetutu Gbadebo, also spoke at the event. He recanted the historical importance of Olumorok, explaining that it served as a sanctuary and a strategic military observation point for Igba warriors during times of conflict.
When you stand on it, you can see so many miles away. You can see enemies coming towards you. Now, a place of culture, a place where we offer prayers to God, and our prayers are always answered.
The renovated complex features several enhancements, including a gallery showcasing artworks and photographs of prominent Nigerians, restaurants offering local and continental cuisine, and shops selling indigenous and dairy fabrics, among other amenities. The state government hopes the facelift will position Olumorok as a leading cultural tourism destination in Nigeria and beyond. Osarogie Agwebo, reporting for BeeTv News.
The University of Benin Teaching Hospital, UBTH, has witnessed a sharp decline in activity, with most wards and service areas currently deserted due to the ongoing nationwide strike by nurses and midwives under the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, NANNM. A visit by BeeTv News to the facility revealed nearly empty outpatient sections, inactive nurses stations, and significantly reduced patient traffic. Most government health services, especially in emergency and non-emergency units, have been halted, leaving several patients unattended. BeeTv News God Gift Omone has more.
The ongoing strike by nurses and midwives under the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives was declared over unresolved issues related to poor welfare, delayed implementation of revised allowances, and the federal government's failure to address long-standing concerns around salary structure, staff shortages, and unfavorable working conditions. The association had earlier issued ultimatums and engaged in several dialogues with authorities, but the failure to reach a meaningful resolution led to the nationwide industrial action, now affecting operations in major government health institutions, including the University of Benin Teaching Hospital in Benin City, Edo State. The strike, which began earlier this week, has forced many patients and their families to seek urgent medical attention in private hospitals across Benin City. A visit by BeeTv News crew to the UBTH indicates that the hospital's internal operations have been critically affected, particularly in wards that heavily depend on nursing staff for patient care. While some patients with critical conditions have been successfully moved to private facilities, largely on support from family members and non-striking personnel, medical consultants and a few skeletal staff continue to provide limited services where possible, but the absence of nurses and midwives has significantly crippled regular hospital activities. As of the time of this report, it was reported that the association has suspended its current strike action after reaching Gift Omone, reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to the business news. A new report from the Lagos State Housing Market, Volume 3, reveals that rent now consumes between 50% and 70% of many Nigerian household monthly income. The situation is compounded by stagnant wages, rising housing costs, and unregulated rent increases, making house ownership increasingly unaffordable. Let's join BeeTv News' Esohe Osewenge for details of this and more from the business world.
The report identifies several structural issues contributing to the crisis. Land speculation has driven up prices even in remote areas, while complex and costly land ownership processes hinder access. Mortgage system income earners. Inflation and rising construction material costs have further slowed the pace of new development, particularly affecting small and medium-scale developers. These challenges have limited the delivery of affordable housing units and intensified pressure on the existing housing stock. The thus functional land market, driven by speculation rather than market, recorded significant losses on Friday, following a prolonged downturn, resulting in liquidations totaling $708 million. The crash followed global economic uncertainties and a weak U.S. jobs report, which triggered a sharp sell-off in major crypto assets. Bitcoin fell from nearly $120,000 at the beginning of the week to $114,000, representing a 5.6% decrease. Ethereum experienced a steeper drop, plunging from $4,000 to $3,500, a 10% decline. Approximately 160,930 traders, mostly holding over-leveraged long positions, were affected by the correction. The broader crypto market lost almost $500 billion in value within days. Despite a brief recovery spurred by the U.S. Federal Reserve decision to maintain interest rates, Bitcoin price slumped again, falling by more than $4,000. The sell-off reflects heightened market volatility driven by macroeconomic pressures and investor uncertainty. The federal government has commenced the training of 3 million Nigerian exporters on the rules and operational procedures under the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. The program is spearheaded by the Nigerian Coordination Office in collaboration with the World Customs Organization. The initiative, facilitated by the Nigerian Customs Service, is aimed at equipping businesses, particularly small and medium enterprises, with the knowledge to effectively participate in intra-African trade. It is designed to improve compliance with the rules of origin, a key component for goods to qualify for preferential trades within the continent. The training is aligned with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, focusing on human capital development, trade expansion, and inclusive economic growth. The Customs Service reaffirmed Nigerians' readiness to maximize its benefit under the AFCFTA and pledged support for committed exporters. The AFCFTA agreement is expected to reshape Africa's trade landscape by creating a single market for goods and services. Nigerians' effort to educate and prepare exporters through structured training represents a strategic move to harness these economic opportunities. Dangote Cement PLC has called for increased collaboration between public and private sectors to tackle Nigerians' worsening housing crisis. Speaking during the African International Housing Show, the company urged stakeholders to support affordable mass housing initiative through strategic partnership. The firm emphasized that government agencies, private developers, non-profit organizations, and communities must work together to scale up housing delivery, supported by tax waivers and credits to encourage investment in affordable housing. Dangote Cement stressed the need for innovative financing mechanisms, streamlined regulatory processes, and wider stakeholder participation to meet the growing demand for decent housing. The call highlights the urgency of addressing Nigerians' housing shortage through comprehensive and inclusive strategies. And that is the size of our business news package for tonight. I am Esoher Osemeki, reporting for BeeTv News.
Reading from the entertainment news, Joanna, a housemate in the ongoing Big Brother Naija Season 10, has emerged as the first female contestant to win the first arena game in the show's history. Let's join BeeTv News' God Gifts Omone for details and more from the entertainment world.
She completed the challenge in 3 minutes and 50 seconds, marking a significant milestone as previous seasons had seen only male housemates secure the first win. Her performance received enthusiastic support from fellow housemates. Big Brother confirmed that Joanna will receive her reward at a later date. In another development, Nigeria's singer Orisafemi walked his daughter Patience Origomi-san down the aisle during her wedding ceremony held in Lithuania. The artist shared moments from the event via his Instagram stories, including a throwback photo and videos of the couple, Patience and Donata's rim course during their vows. He expressed gratitude and joy over the milestone and prayed for blessings upon their marriage. Orisafemi also disclosed that a second wedding ceremony will be held in Nigeria to honor local traditions and cultural practices. Rated with her daughter Emanuela to produce an animated series